Hello, everybody, and welcome to a bonus video from me this week. So this is all in response to Villain Theory's video that came out probably only a couple hours ago. I'm going to try to just have this published as soon as it's available. Where he talked about the heroes that he'd like to see come to the game. Has a pretty exhaustive list of like 35 to 40 different heroes. You know, some of them, like, I've definitely dreamt about. I have a top 5 about it. And that's not what this is about. I mean, he didn't steal my idea. But it was around the time that he got to the Fantastic Four where he was talking about the characters, and I don't believe he mentioned this character, but I was thinking about Namor. And I was like, well, what would Namor look like? And this is also with the knowledge that there was a day 3 or 4 months ago where I dug through the custom Marvel Champions Discord. So I have some of these heroes that I'm going to be talking about are there. I'm not good enough with Discord to be able to drop a link and have it be successful, but like there's ways to find it if that is your jam. All in all, to say that as I was thinking about this and disregarding any other designs, because I do particularly remember the Namor design, and I thought it was pretty cool. But just in terms of if I was to start from bare bones, what I would do, and I was like, well, he's kind of an anti-hero. And how would you signify an anti-hero in the game? And I was like, oh, well, you would obviously have the crisis icons and stuff and the acceleration tokens and everything, because like that would be Namor. He is on your side, but he's not exactly playing the same game as you are. And I realized that would actually be a really good place for the pool aspect. If there was a Namor hero, design him however you want. You know, in my dream world, I would have him have a couple of the, wouldn't be as bold as Deadpool, but definitely like the enemy icons matter kinds of stuff. Or just he has like attachments or something that come with those, so they're really, really good, and you attach them to an enemy or something. And like this all to say, I think that Marvel Champions should represent anti-heroes by having their hero pack be pool cards. The one thing that kind of pulls me back is that, unfortunately, we called it the pool aspect, which I think gives off a jokey tone. But I actually don't think the aspect needs to be a joke. It can be meta, and I certainly think that I guess the other setback here, unfortunately, is that they have now they always tied. They tied the pool aspect to the Crisis of Infinite Deadpools, which is kind of a flavor loss here, and is one of those things where I now looking back on it with a year of Deadpool around and a year of the pool aspect, I understand what they were going for, but now I think that they have made the pool aspect not future-proofed, because as I began to think about this, okay, Namor is in the pool aspect. What other characters could we justify with this? And suddenly, the Punisher seemed like a really good option for the pool aspect. In that, I'm even okay with the fact that it's kind of jokey, just as a huge clash of who the Punisher is with what we know of the pool aspect being meta and stuff. But at the same time, I could understand if the Punisher was a hero version of someone like Crossbones, where he has a lot of weapons, but then add on to that he tosses around these icons that are normally not stellar for you, that you don't necessarily want, but Punisher's going to take advantage of them. I think Deadpool is already an anti-hero. He already fits into that. I think Black Cat could possibly fit into this. That one is, I think, on a scale, I think we've got Black Cat is the least kind of tonal break. Then we've got someone like Namor, and then we've got someone like Punisher, that I think that by putting them in the pool aspect for their hero pack might be a bit of a tonal break. But at the same time, I do think that is a way that we could have these characters that are a little bit more, duplicitous, and have them make sense in the game and have their gameplay. First of all, it allows you to print more pool cards, which I think, aside from Gwenpool, nobody has really brought forward a hero other than Gwenpool that would really fit the pool aspect. And I think that is limiting. But if we open up our scope and say Elektra could be a pool hero, Ghost Rider is an anti-hero. He could be a pool hero. I think once again, in terms of like the variants, I think that like Black Cat, Elektra, Namor, Ghost Rider, Punisher, like the deeper down that list, the more it's like it's a very big tonal break. But I think that if we, similar to the way that we've kind of made Asgard into the aggression trait, and we've pretty much up until now, the Web Warriors have dodged aggression, and I think have they dodged? Well, okay. With Silk, we will have a leadership and a aggression Web Warrior, but before that, it was kind of confined. I think that the idea of anti-heroes might do really well in the pool aspect because they would bring in this negative thing. They could be a little bit more powerful. I'm not saying they need to be game breaking. I think that Deadpool might have been a little too much over the line, but I also am of the opinion that because it was their first time exploring a character that was playing with negatives, they sort of remade a power level akin to Doctor Strange, which is, I guess, kind of up to your interpretation. I don't necessarily believe that Doctor Strange is so abundantly powerful now that we have heroes like Cable and Deadpool out there. And who was the other one that I was thinking of the other day? I mean, Ironheart's not on the same level, but I do feel like she's very powerful. I feel like the gap between heroes and Doctor Strange at the beginning of the game has definitely closed up a little bit, and it's there's more of a variant instead of this bold clash of change of contrast. But either way, what are your thoughts? Do you think that this is a direction that we could go in? Do you think that if there was just a way that we could rename the pool aspect, that the idea of, well, I like the idea of all these anti-heroes also being represented in their pack by the pink color. I think that's just another tonal clash, but I kind of want to chew on this idea a little bit, but I wanted to get it out there because I don't know. I feel like if I didn't get it out there, then I would probably never get around to it. There's like an endless list of things I'd like to do, and then they always get pushed aside for an article I'm writing. Is this an article? Is this a video? I don't know. And I want the pool aspect to be explored more. I don't want it to be confined to just the silly and the meta breaking. I'm okay with that. I was definitely a player of Magic who did not like that they had joke sets that were always something, so unglued, unhinged, uninteresting, and I didn't really like them. And then over time, I began to realize that like all they were really doing was exploring space in the game. That it gave them an excuse to explore space in the game that might not fit into the normal sets that they were making at the time. And I have to wonder if the pool aspect could be used the same way. Not only are we injecting a little bit more power into the game, but we're kind of giving these caveats to like these icons or whatever that are supposed to push you back. All the same, what are your thoughts? Do you think that this would be interesting? Because I think it would be interesting, and I'm interested in having like just a larger discussion about how we could utilize the pool aspect, and are anti-heroes maybe the place for that? That's all I have for you. I will see you tomorrow with a gameplay video. We will be going up against Baron Zemo, and then we'll be done with the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. box. And I will see you all next week after that. Have a great day. Have a great weekend. Stay safe, and good luck.